So hi, Miss Tiffany. How are you doing today?
Hi, I'm doing well. How are you?
I'm fine. Thanks for asking. So before we start, I just want to go over everything we spoke about last week. You told me last week that it was difficult for you to adjust here in the residence because of the size and how it was hard for you to sleep here because it was big, and you also didn't feel comfortable around the people here because a lot of the people here are sick. And you also told me that it was hard for you to make friends, even though you went to multiple activities, but it's just a fear that they're going to pass away eventually, and you don't want to go through that. You also told me that it's been hard for you to contact your family, who you miss, like your daughter and your grandson. And it's just because you guys have different schedules as well. So, so also you told me that you miss your grandson and the cats that are going to have babies soon. So we wanted to see his reaction and all those things. I don't know if I am missing anything out from what we spoke about last week.
That's everything.
All right. So how have things been with you since the past week?
So, actually, I still am really kind of uncomfortable in the environment here.
Mm-hmm. So, if I remember last week, you told me that it was because of the size and also the environment, it wasn't home-like for you. So, can I ask if it was it's because in the past you used to live in smaller spaces?
So, I think that's exactly why. Growing up, I had a one-bedroom apartment that I shared with my mom. Then I had a one-bedroom apartment that I shared with my daughter. And then when I was living with my daughter and grandson, I shared a bedroom with my grandson. So I'm really used to being in close proximity to people I love.
Okay, so if I hear it correctly, smaller spaces make you feel more at home, and also being around the people that you love makes you feel really comfortable. And now that you're not around those people anymore, it's really difficult for you to adjust still, right?
Right.
So while you were talking, I noticed that you mentioned that you were a single mother, and your mother as well, and your daughter as well. So can you tell me more about the men in your family and the situation that made you three single mothers?
So it seems like there's a reoccurring theme of like the same sort of man coming into our lives. I'll speak about my own father. When I was a child, he used to always say that he wanted to see me, that he loved me, he missed me. But then anytime we would plan time together, he would either ditch, or when he would be there, he would be distant, kind of agitated. And actually, he eventually found a new wife, and they started a family together. And I just felt like left behind.
Mm-hmm. So I hear a feeling of abandonment here,
Mm-hmm.
of how your father, he told you one thing, but did the other, another thing. He said that he wanted to spend time with you, but in the end, he never found time, if that's what I'm hearing. And he also found his own family and stuck with them, but he didn't really keep in touch with you, if I'm right. And that was going on like since you're with when he was with your mother as well, or after they separated?
So they separated when I was like a baby, so I really don't remember when they were together. It's just like as a child growing up, until I guess about 12, he was pretending, and then at 12 he found a new family.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, your parents have been separated for, well, I guess since you were born, and he was never really present from 0 to 12, I guess, and the relationship was never there because he always found reasons to avoid spending time with you, and then he found his own family eventually. Okay, so this was the case with your father, and was it the same with your ex-husband as well?
Yeah, so with my ex-husband, I would actually say it was a little bit worse. He used to do the same thing, say he wanted to see my daughter and spend time, then he would cancel and actually blame canceling on me, saying he didn't want to be around me because I was dramatic. And when I grew up, my mother would always say really mean and hurtful things about my father, and I don't
I'm hearing here that that you that your mother and your father really had a bad relationship, and she said bad things about your father, and but for you it was different with your daughter. You wanted to, I guess, keep a positive note of the father so she can have a positive relationship with him.
Yeah.
Is that right? Okay. And did this bring you and your daughter closer in the end?
So yeah, actually it did. We were very, very close.
Okay. So staying in the link of family, I would like to know, like, since last week you told me that you guys are playing telephone tag. So how is it now? Like, have you been able to reach her?
So actually, I spent the last 3 days in the hospital with my grandson.
I'm sorry to hear that. Can I know what happened?
He came down with pneumonia.
Okay. And you said for the last 3 days, if I'm right?
Sorry, I made a mistake. It was like 3 days, and I've been here for 2 days.
Okay, yeah. Okay, so what you're saying is that you left the residence for 3 days and you didn't come back to sleep at the residence, and you were there, like, with your grandson. It must have been different for you to be outside of the residence after all this time that you missed them, and now you're able to be with them, but in a, I guess, a difficult situation.
So it was really different, and like it was very stressful because I wanted my grandson to be okay, but it also felt very validating to be able to go and spend time with him and be support for him, and kind of also give my daughter a little bit of a break.
So if I'm hearing this, it made you feel happy and important to take care of your grandson when your daughter was really busy, I guess, and it probably like lifted up your spirits for the 2 days that you've been here. Can you let me know like how it was for you to come back?
So at first I was pretty sad to be leaving my grandson, but as soon as I got to the residence, bingo was going on, and Betty saw me and was so excited and came over to get me, so it felt really nice, and kind of became inseparable for the past 2 days. But then she got sick, and I've kind of taken a step back.
So if I'm hearing right, when you came back, you're already getting back to the activities, and you also met a friend. Can you tell me more about Betty?
Yeah, she's awesome. She's really positive and full of life, and she knows everything that goes on here, so she was filling me in, and she also has a grandchild, so I don't know, it's just amazing to have someone who gets what I'm going through, and like, yeah.
I see your face light up when you talk about Betty. But I heard you mention that you had to take a step back because she was sick. Can I point something out?
Sure.
So you were able to leave for 3 days to take care of your grandson that was sick, but when you came back, you made a friend called Betty, and your face lit up when you were talking about her, but when she became sick, you actually took a step back. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess I hadn't really thought of it in that way, but I think when it comes down to it, I'm just really scared of like getting sick myself and then not being able to be there for my family.
So I hear a sense of fear that getting close to someone sick will also impact you, and then you won't be able to be available for your daughter like you were for the 5 days ago, I guess. Could it be possible that instead of face-to-face contact with Betty, there's also ways like sending her a letter or a phone call, I guess, to reach her?
Thank you. I hadn't thought of that.
Okay, so I hear that it's been a really eventful week, and we spoke about more in depth about your past family history, and also how the size for you at the center is really different from what you're used to in the past, being with your mom in the smaller spaces and your daughter in the smaller spaces. And we also spoke about I guess, a new friendship that was built. I don't know if there's anything that you would like to focus more on for the next week.
I think first and foremost, I would like to focus on the environment here.
Okay, so is there any way here at the residence that it would make you feel more at home?
I have a few big boxes of like family photos and crafts made by my grandson and daughter. I would really like to put them up in my room.
Okay, so what would be a good time for you to do that?
I get really tired in the afternoon, so it would have to be morning.
Morning, okay, so at what time?
Probably around 8 a.m.
Okay, so there's many volunteers available here that are free, usually during the morning until the afternoon. But since you said morning, maybe we can ask somebody to come help you put the pictures and stuff up.
Can we do it as soon as possible, like tomorrow morning?
Tomorrow morning, okay. So that would be good. I can ask for a volunteer to actually help you out, and we can get back on that next week. So before we end, I just want to go over everything we spoke about. So I mentioned earlier that we got more in depth with your father and your husband and a story like that and how you felt abandoned in the past. And we also spoke about how you were able to take care of your grandson and be there for your daughter in a hard time. And we also spoke about, I guess, making a new friend, but it was still uncomfortable for you to be around somebody that is sick and fear that she might pass away in the end. So I don't know if I'm missing anything out from what we spoke about today.
That's everything.
All right, so I'll see you next week, and I'll get in touch with the volunteers and see if you put the things up on the wall, and yeah, we'll keep in touch.
Thank you so much.
All right.